Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and it's La Liga week 33. Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid, whoever you support, you are going to be in for a very, very either exciting, twitchy bum time. It's unbelievable what's going on in La Liga Primera. Now, I've got a special guest this week, but first of all, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, and ring the bell. Ring the bell means I'll notify you. You'll never miss any content again. So that's Champions League on Monday, Europa League Tuesday, Wednesday, it's the NFL Draft. Thursday, it's Kentucky Derby with Serie A, Bundesliga, and the Premier League. And on Friday, it will be the NFL Draft again. So there's plenty going on. Press a link in the description. That will take you over to the articles wrote by either Tan or Alex or Martin. But every other video that we cover here on SBR is accompanied by a video. Now, if you have a little look up, you'll see the best of La Liga Lowdown, week in, week out, for his third appearance in a row. It's Euan. On the other side is Matt. And Matt, very warm welcome to you from Texas, but absolutely love your La Liga.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun show.
Okay, who's your team? If you have to pick one of the Spanish boys.
Sevilla. They are my team. They're my favorite team across the board. They are a very exciting team, and they always seem to come in clutch. In the moments when they need a goal, they always find a way to get one.
Yeah, well, listen, we've been saying all season long how much we love the way Sevilla play. If only they had a real out-and-out goal scorer. I wanted Diego Costa to go there, to be honest, just after Christmas when he left Atletico Madrid. I really, really wanted him to end up at Sevilla. Euan, it's going to go right down to the wire, this, isn't it, at the top of the table?
Absolutely, and Sevilla are definitely in it. We can't keep them on the outside anymore. It's not a three-team title race. It's a top four. Sevilla just a little bit behind the leading pack. So we've got to consider them, especially because that match day 35 in just a couple of weeks, that's when you've got Barca versus Atleti and Real Madrid versus Sevilla in the same weekend. So that's going to be huge. But first, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves and focus on this weekend. Because again, all four of the title contenders have, well, I would say all four of them have pretty tricky fixtures.
Yeah, but they also have winnable fixtures, so we'll have to see what we can find out with the old value. Now, we'll start off. We'll ease you into this, Matt, because the first game is Elche at plus 175, draw plus 230, Levante plus 180. Now, I know you haven't got an official pick, but how do you see the game?
This is a tough game. Levante in January and February, they went on this incredible run where both teams scored, and I want to say it was 12 games in a row. It was at least 10 games. It was incredible. But lately, that hasn't been hitting. I know it's 1-7 in their last 8 games, but on the flip side of that, Elche is 4-1 for both teams to score in their last 5 games. So I think that's a pretty good look for this game. Like you said, I have no action here, but that is what I see here. I see like a 1-1 game or maybe a 2-1 game, possibly. Either way.
And if it's 2-1, you're going to go with the away side?
I would go with Levante here.
Okay, Euan, Levante, is it just a case of like they're not going to trouble the top boys and they did their job earlier on or mid-season, that they're not going to be worried about the bottom boys neither?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the teams that are on the beach. I mean, literally, because it's about a 10-minute walk to the beach from where they are. But Levante have done their business, like you say. They don't have to win games. I do fancy them in this game just because they're playing Elche. Elche have... It's not working for them at the moment. They had a bit of a new manager bounce, but not at the moment. They've not won any of their past 7. So I do quite like Levante in this one. But as Matt says, both teams to score with Levante, that's just completely dried up. I had that last time out when they played Sevilla. I had Sevilla to beat Levante and both teams to score. And then Levante went out and went ultra defensive. Remember, they lost 5-1 to Villareal at the weekend. The manager's response was to put on about 3 or 4 centre-backs in this game, lots of defensive midfielders. They locked things up, only lost 1-0. I think they might do something similar again. So the both teams to score Levante train might have passed, but I do still like them to win this game. But I'm going to just hedge my bets a little bit, put a draw no bet for Levante to win.
Okay, so that first game is draw no bet with Levante. The problem I have with like these teams on the beach, especially the Spanish ones, more than maybe the Germans or the Italians, is that they play free-flowing. I mean, Granada are the biggest team on the beach, and they just went to town the other night, and it's like you can't get them right. But yeah, I think it's Levante, draw no bet, or Levante or nothing. Okay, let's move on to the second game, because It's where you are, Euan. It's Valencia -105, draw +240, Alaves +355. Alaves, unbelievable win last week, 2-1. I thought we couldn't trust Alaves, and we can't trust Valencia neither.
Yeah, these are two teams that we over the past few weeks have been avoiding their games, and we did mention it in the last show. Let's just wait a little bit longer to see what we have with Alaves. Remember, they got the new coach, Javi Calleja, came in. The game in midweek was only his third one against his former club, remember, and he went and beat them 2-1. So now I think we start to have an idea of what Calleja's Alaves are all about. They've got 7 points from a possible 9 from his first 3 games, and they're keeping it tight. It has to be said that a lot of this is down to their goalkeeper, Fernando Pacheco's playing absolutely incredibly. There's even talk of him making the Spain squad for the Euros. So Alaves have an informed goalkeeper, a new manager bounce, and they're playing another one of these teams on the beach. Remember, Alaves certainly have lots of work to do. So going away and beating Valencia away, I mean, that's tough. Valencia's good form this season has come at home. But yeah, watch out for Alaves because, yeah, they've had a very good week.
Should we be looking at goals here, Matt?
I think so. I have an interesting position on this game. I actually like the Alex Classic here. Both teams to score and over 2.5 +175. I think this line has a lot of value. Both teams to score by itself is -105. I do not like to play head-to-head stats, but this one's hard to ignore. Both teams have scored in 11 straight head-to-head meetings. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 is 5-0 in Valencia's last 5 games. Their defense has been a little bit leaky, but they haven't had a ton of trouble finding the back of the net, even against tough opponents. Like you were saying, these are two teams for a while I was staying away from, but I really like this position here, and the over is set at 2, -120, and I think that is a very good look, at least for a push.
Yeah, so I mean, worst case scenario, we're looking at maybe the 1-1. You both seem to score at -105. Looks great value, to be honest, because the thing is, Alaves are fighting for their life. Valencia, they do normally score. And if they're in the mood, then anything can happen. So both teams to score is -105, and that gives you a free bet of over 2. Because remember, if you do over 2, it comes out 2. You just get a push, so you've got a bet to nothing. So we'll look at your expert picks and your official picks at the end, Matt. But next game is Madrid at -225, draw +375, and Real Betis at +600. Madrid, I don't think, drop points, but nor do I think that they keep a clean sheet neither.
This is a really interesting game for me. So Madrid, this is going to be theoretically their easiest game left on the schedule. For Betis, this is the only game they have left against a team on the top half of the table. So if Real Madrid next a couple goals in the first half or even go up 2-0 early in the second half, Betis might roll over. Right now, they're really just playing for a Europa spot. Obviously, Real Madrid, they're hanging in there tight for the top spot, and they really need 3 points here. And against tough opponents, the last few fixtures that they have, this is a big game for them. They haven't conceded in their last 3 matches. The last 3 games they conceded against were Atlanta, Liverpool, and I'm missing one, Barcelona. And those are 3 great teams. So I'm not sure if Betis is going to score in this one. I actually like 2 positions here. Real Madrid and over 1.5, -130. The team totals over 1.5 is set at -190. And I don't see them losing this game. So I think this is great value. But I also like Real Madrid in the under 4.5. They've only had 1 game since January that has gone over 4.5 goals. So I think that's a good middle position there. I might double dip this game personally. I'd play both of those at 1 unit apiece.
Yeah, Lil Ice in the chat says Ramos is back. I don't care if he's back or not. Surely he's not going to play. Has everyone forgot that it's the semi-final of the Champions League this week? And if they don't get bombed out, then he cannot afford an injury to Ramos in the first game back.
He's not back. He's back from coronavirus, but he's still got an injury. So yeah, Ramos isn't going to play in this one.
Lil Ice, come on, man. That's why we have Lil Ice in the chat. But we just want to wish everybody just wants to wish Ramos well that he's recovered from coronavirus, but he does still have an injury. So I like both. I like the Alex Classic in this game. But I'm just wondering whether, listen, I think Madrid win. I think this is like a little 2-1 scrappy win where they get to 2-0 up and they take their foot off the gas because obviously the semi-final. And the one thing we know about Real Madrid is before Champions League games, they can take their eye off the ball, Euan.
Yeah, before and after we saw it with the Getafe draw recently. This one, I'm not too sure about this one because Betis are a team that have had Real Madrid's number recently. You look at their last 7 meetings, it's 3 wins each and a draw. Betis are a team that play kind of possession football. They do like to keep the ball. And that's the kind of team that Real Madrid have struggled against recently. Real Madrid, Betis is a difficult one for me, especially because Betis are without their best player, Nabil Fekir. Remember, we spoke about them the other day. We all kind of thought they were going to go and smash Athletic Club. Fekir came up with just a horrible, horrible tackle in the first 10 minutes, got himself sent off. But the way Betis responded, drawn 0-0, that almost gave me more trust, more faith in Betis because they played 80 minutes with a man down against Athletic, drew 0-0 and probably should have won it. So this Betis team is not to be underestimated. They've been the 4th best team in La Liga in 2021 if you look at points per game. They're just absolutely flying. They've still got something to play for, trying to get in Europa League and not Conference League. I don't know about this one. Real Madrid Betis is one that I might just, in this title run-in, one of the ones that I'm the least sure about, given the recent history and given just Betis' good form. But I do like what Matt says about Betis. Maybe for Betis to not score in this one without Fekir, that's something you've got to keep in mind because the strikers haven't been doing it. It's been the attacking midfielders who've been scoring for Betis this season.
Yeah, I was gutted in midweek. I had Betis plus 150, all the value, and then obviously
they still almost won it. They still almost won it in the end. I mean, which says maybe more about Athletic than it does about Betis, but we'll get to them later.
I was doing the live show on the game, and basically as soon as I said draw under 1.5. Just listen, it looks like it's going to be a draw now because with 11 men, I fancy Betis to go and win. Like this game as well, by the way, Euan, it's Villareal plus 375, draw plus 350, Barcelona minus 135. I think this is going to be a real classic football match. I think the purist will be out. I think we see goals, and I think both sides score. And I think the value of an Alex Classic of both teams scoring, don't care who wins, even though you could go Barcelona to win and both teams to score.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing for this one. Barcelona to win and both teams to score. They've got a great record against Villareal. If you look since Villareal came back up from their last relegation, they've had 17 games now since then, 14 Barcelona wins, 3 draws. Barcelona haven't lost since Villareal came back up. They like playing Villareal because they play that attacking football. They play that kind of style, and Barcelona can just destroy them on the counter, can also hold them in open play. Remember the game last year, just after lockdown, when Barcelona went and won 4-1? This was when Barcelona were not looking good at all, and they produced this great performance. Griezmann was excellent. They won 4-1, and we all thought, where did that come from? Well, it's because Villareal are the kind of team that will attack you a bit, and Barcelona can just absolutely pick you off. So I do think that's what's going to happen. We've got to remember as well, Unai Emery's record against Barcelona is just pretty dismal. 26 times he's played against Barcelona, only 2 wins, 6 draws, the rest of them defeats, including one pretty famous defeat with PSG. So Barcelona have Villarreal's number, have Emery's number, but I do think Villarreal get a goal because they have the 4th best attack in the league. Gerard Moreno is in good form. So, yeah, I think you're right, Flash. This is going to be a fun game, one of the ones not to miss. Both teams to score, I really believe that, and I'm leaning with Barcelona.
Yeah, listen, I'm happy for you to lean with Barcelona. I think they're a great matchup because they always want to play the same style of football, Barcelona. So when you get a side against you that wants to also play football, it comes down to individual brilliance. And there's just too much talent on that Barcelona side. So, yeah, Barcelona, listen, I wouldn't put anyone off Barcelona just to win the game at minus 135. But there's plenty of value, Matt, with both teams scoring and going over.
I completely agree. I think that either team could score early in this game and open it wide up. I think we could get a high-scoring first half, or even if it's 0-0 at halftime, both these teams have plenty of goal scorers, and I think we could see a lot of goals. I do like the both teams to score play, and I also lean Barcelona.
And a few people are now starting to do week in, week out. Messi to score, Barcelona to win. Griezmann to score, Barcelona to win. Just doing it in like a little bet builder. Let's move on. Matt. I cannot believe the price of this, and please try and put me off it, because Celta at plus 120. Draw plus 230. Osasuna plus 235. I've not complicated it. I've just gone straight win, Matt. Celta at plus 120.
I think that's a great look. I really do. They have been able to score. Their defense has been a little bit liable. Osasuna is very interesting because they've had a lot of games recently that have been 0-0. And that's what scares me. And personally, they are a team that I try to steer clear of no matter who they're playing. So that's why I have no action on this game. But I completely see why you like Celta here. They have goal-scoring ability. They can play very open or they can play very close, depending on what's happening. As long as they can control the ball, this game, I think they have a great chance at winning.
I just couldn't believe that it was in plus money. I mean, Celta, they score nearly every single week. All their best performances more rather than results, come at home. Osasuna, you don't know what you're getting, but you never really worried about them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put you off it, but Osasuna are in their best run of form since 2012. They had those 3-0 draws Matt just referred to, and then 3 wins in a row. But at the same time, maybe now is when they go on the beach because they're completely safe. They're too far away to get into Europe. They're in a great run of form, but yeah, maybe this is a game where they sort of realise that they can take their foot off the gas. Trip to Vigo is going to be difficult. So I do think Osasuna are an unpredictable team, but generally quite a good team, a solid team. They've got a lot of players back from injury. But yeah, I think the odds for Celta are just the value is there. The only concern I would maybe have with Celta is that they don't really rotate almost ever. They have a starting lineup, and that's a starting lineup. So the fact they had a midweek game where they played that lineup, maybe there's a bit of fatigue because these players are used to having 7 days off between games. But that's my only concern about Celta because they do look better. So yeah, with that value, I think you've got to lean towards Celta.
You have. I think there's definitely value if you go against the grain in the next game. Not been brave enough myself, Euan, because I've got Athletic Club at plus 345. Draw plus 245. Atletico at plus 100. I see this being dour first half. I think it could well be 0-0. I think unders is definitely a shout. Both teams to score. No is like minus 175 or something bonkers. So no one is expecting goals. Do you think we go against the grain and we do get goals?
No, I don't think we do. I think Athletic are just absolutely shot. The fact they couldn't take advantage of a Betis team that had one man down for 80 minutes the other night, a Betis team that do give away goals sometimes, you know. The fact they couldn't score against them is quite worrying. Nobody seems in good form in Atletic's attack. In Atletico, they are scoring goals, but maybe don't get too carried away with the 5 they put past Eibar and the 2 they put past Huesca. Remember, these are relegation zone teams. They played them at home. They should be scoring against them. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tight, cagey affair, not many goals. And do you remember last week I had the theory about the referee who hates football? This is this guy who, if you watch one of the games that he's refereeing, every stoppage takes twice as long. Every corner kick, he's blowing, he's going in, pulling players off each other. Every game is just so dull to watch. He breaks it up so much. There's so many stoppages. And I read out the results he'd had recently. His last few results was 1-0, 1-0, 1-1, 1-0, 0-0. And then we bet on the unders last time when he was in charge of Cadiz Celta Vigo. It was duly 0-0. I think the fact you've got 2 teams who we don't think will score many goals anyway. Remember, probably no Suarez, maybe Joao Felix back. 2 teams who don't think will score anyway, and a referee who hates football, who wants to just get in, break up the play as much as possible. I think this is going to be a tough watch on Sunday night. It's going to be a crucial one for Atletico, a tough watch. And yeah, I think you put some money on under 2.5 goals is what I've gone for. But you could even maybe be even more bold than that.
Do you think this game ends 0-0, Matt?
I think there's a very good chance that it does in 0-0, but without Suarez, Atletico's offense has looked a lot different, and it has looked a little bit more aggressive, and it looks like they're getting into a rhythm. We saw them score, I believe.
Too many is what you mean to say. Too many. I had Atletico and under 3.5, and they went past 3.5 like after about an hour.
Ooh,
so yeah,
ouch.
Scored too many. But I know what you mean. No number 9. They all rotate. They've got great movement. They're comfortable on the ball, and they're not predictable. They look like a decent outfit without Suarez.
Exactly. And I don't see them losing this game. I think having them at even money at plus 100 is a gift. They are fighting for that top spot. Their defense is playing great, like we've been talking about. I think this game goes under, but I could easily see them win 1-0.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to go to you again, Euan, because it's your Eibar. Eibar plays Sociedad. Eibar plus 355. Draw plus 260. Sociedad minus 105. This is another one of them don't complicate it for me. It's the away side. And I know that you wouldn't go with Eibar if they were playing a Division 4 Spanish side. So surely it's Sociedad for you.
No, I wouldn't, because they actually played the Division 3 side in the Cup recently and couldn't even win that. So, yeah, I mean, Eibar's just rock bottom, no wins in 15, the lowest scores in La Liga. They just got thumped by Granada 4-1. The players are looking at individual. There's no team there. The coach is losing. It's not going well for Eibar. So remember, the only thing, this is a derby. This is Real Sociedad from just down the road. They did have a good record against them before the pandemic. They'd won 4 times and drawn 1 in this home fixture against their rivals. But that was with fans. Last year, when there was no fans at this fixture, they lost. And that was when Eibar were still semi-good. This time, I just don't see a way. Maybe they build a great escape from here, but I don't see it. I think Real Sociedad go down the road, pick up 3 points, and take that half-hour bus journey back up the road to San Sebastian.
Okay, quick question. Gun to the head. Do Eibar come straight back up again, though?
I don't know. I mean, they're one of the best-run clubs. I mean, this is the thing. When they came up in 2014, that was the first ever time they came up, the smallest club to ever do it. But they've been run really, really well. They've saved money. They've made a profit for several years. So they do have money in the bank. We'll see if they spend it. The problem is most of the players they've got in the current squad are on loan. And that's actually part of the problem, I think, is there's not too much incentive for some of those loanees to really give their all over the next few rounds. So that's a problem, because they're going to lose half of this squad, and they're going to have to try and recruit new players. So that'll be an interesting one to actually see what the odds are if that happens, what the odds are for them to come back up, because they do have the money to do it if they want to.
Yeah, I think that the recruitment has to be for hunger, spirit, energy and pace. Yeah. I think that's
that's not what they've got just now.
That's the recipe to get yourselves up. Okay, Mavano's saying Sociedad have many injuries. I don't care. They're playing Eibar. Eibar have chucked the towel in completely for me. Eibar, Sociedad, Matt, who are you going with?
I'm going with Sociedad here. I'm probably going to stay away from this game. If I can get a better price on Sociedad live, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the game, if it's still 0-0, I'll take a swing at it, small. But I think hands down they're the better team. Eibar has allowed over 1.5 goals in their last 3 games. They really haven't been playing very well on defense. Sociedad, they have great forwards. I think they find the back of the net at least twice in this one. I believe the team total over 1.5 for them is plus 125. And like I said, Eibar has allowed that in their last 3 games. So that's not a bad play either.
No, it's not, because the thing is, I would say that I've gone Sociedad just to win the game at minus 105. But if Sociedad scored twice at plus 125, they win the game. Yeah. Because I tell you what, we're cancelling Christmas if Eibar score 2 in the game, especially against Sociedad. Now, everyone is going mad in the chat. Well, there's 70 watching. Only 20 of you have got your thumbs up, which is like 29%. Sort yourselves out. Press your thumbs up. Show a bit of appreciation for Matt and for Euan. The last game is Sevilla, minus 220. Draw plus 400. Granada, plus 700. And this is your game, Matt.
This is my Sevilla, for some reason, ever since the beginning of Europa League last year, this has just been my go-to team. I don't know if I got lucky or if I just hit these games perfect, but last year in Europa League, we had 3 correct scores. It was great, and this has been my team all season. I like Sevilla to win and over 1.5 minus 125. Granada, they have a very suspect defense, so to speak. They have hit 11 overs in their last 12 away games, and home team totals over 1.5 are 10-1 in their last 11 games on the road. So right there, I believe Sevilla team total over 1.5 is like minus 180. But I'd rather just play them to win and the game over 1.5 minus 125. I don't see them losing this game. I don't see them conceding here.
So it's not win to nil. Is that not the best one?
I think that's a great play too. But Sevilla also, if teams can jump on them early and get a quick goal, that opens the game wide open, and Sevilla will respond usually fairly quickly. But they've been having trouble with certain teams at the beginning of games and conceding. So that's what I like. I like Sevilla and over 1.5 minus 125 here.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't blame you, because the thing is with Granada, Euan, is that they can jump on you early, but they run out of gas around the 65, 70-minute mark. All their successes have come when they've got their noses in front, hung on, or the teams have just jacked it in.
Exactly.
Yeah, with Granada, it has been hard to predict the last few weeks because they have had that Europa League campaign at the same time. They don't anymore, but of course they were in action on Thursday night. So I don't know. This is one that I have a little bit of a bad feeling about this one for Sevilla. They're in great form. They just won 3 on the road, but again, they don't really rotate very much. So you wonder how some of those players are doing. Also, a big injury doubt over Julius Koundé. Koundé is just fantastic. He marshals that defence. So maybe one to check the lineups on when this game takes place on Sunday, I think it is. So, I don't know. I just have a bit of a bad feeling about this one for Sevilla. Granada's a team that are so unpredictable. If they're up for it, they could destroy you. And, of course, this is a bit of a regional derby. Granada, this game means more for them than it does for Sevilla. Their coach, of course, the Granada coach, Diego Martinez, was a former Sevilla youth team coach, Sevilla assistant coach. This is a big game for him. And they actually won this fixture earlier in the season. Granada beat Sevilla. Yeah. So this is one that I'm going to pass on. I do love Sevilla. They've been great all season. I think they'll be great during the run-in. But this weekend, I just have a bad feeling about them playing Granada.
Well, let's have a look at the selections that we don't have bad feelings about, please, Esteban. Okay, let's start with Matt's picks. We could be here a while. Valencia, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at plus 175. Love that. Valencia, just over 2 goals in the game at minus 120. If they're 2 goals, then you'll get a push. Valencia, both teams to score, minus 105. Sevilla to win and over 1.5 goals at minus 125. Real Madrid to win and over 1.5 at minus 130. Real Madrid and under 4.5 at minus 115. He's looking for the middle there. He's looking for 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. Euan's picks: Levante draw, no bet, minus 115. Sociedad to win, don't complicate it, minus 105. Barcelona to win and over 2.5 goals at plus 140. And Athletic under 2.5 goals in the game at minus 150. I've gone Real Madrid, Alex Classic, plus 100. Villareal, Alex Classic, minus 125. Celta, don't complicate it, plus 120, and Sociedad minus 105. What I also might do is I might have a little parlay of Celta at plus 120 going on to Sociedad, and I won't have to lump as much on Sociedad, even though I quite like the over 1.5. Okay, we'll have a 2-team parlay, please. I'm going to come to you first, Matt, just so Euan doesn't pick your brains. What have you got? 2-team parlay. Which is the first one going forward?
All right, the first team I'm going here is Real Madrid. I don't see them losing this game whatsoever. And the second team I'm going to go.
No, you only have to pick one. But so you're just going to go with Madrid on the money line, minus 225.
Yep.
Euan?
Yeah, well, if Madrid wins on Saturday, that only ups the pressure on Barcelona on Sunday. So, let's put Barcelona just to win, I guess, in the parlay. Like we said, we do expect both teams to score lots of goals, but let's just put a Barcelona win against Villareal, because if Real Madrid win, they'll have to do the same. And I think we're going to see a lot of that between now and the end of the season, where all the top teams are all winning and nobody's dropping points.
Yeah, I like the Alex Classic in both games as well, so I hope I don't see no wins to nil. But yeah, I certainly like Sociedad and Celta Vigo, maybe even Valencia. Joseph Beatty's in there going Valencia. But listen, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that I'll notify you. You never miss anything. We've got Champions League on Monday. We've got Europa League Tuesday. All through the week, we've got a preview of the Kentucky Derby on Monday, and we'll go through it after the gate positions are announced on Wednesday. So we'll have a big show on Thursday, but there's plenty for you to enjoy over the weekend first. Matt, great debut, my lad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You did enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, guys. I look forward to watching all these games this weekend and seeing how we did.
Exactly, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Euan, you've just done a stint of free shifts. So I dare say that next week I won't be seeing you, but
I don't think so,
very,
but
very soon.
sometime soon. Yeah, sometime soon. Don't know when, but sometime soon.
That's brilliant. That's Matt, and that's you. And everyone in the chat, press your thumbs up on the way out. Have a great weekend. May all your bets be winners. Until then, see you soon. Take care.